All right. Good morning and welcome back to the session two in New York. It's around 9:30 a.m. Eastern now, and let's get started off with. I think let's get started off with gold. We've got six charts to analyze right now, plus two uh, the bitcoins and Solana. And I think six charts. Let's finish off first because we've got trading interests there as well. Now let's begin with gold 4 hour. We've actually initiated a short just a few hours back, and the signal has been pushed in the portal as well. So you must have got that. And what gold is revealing right now is the metal. Now this is the drop from 2960 potentially is a corrective wave. It's subdividing into three waves. It's not an impulse, or it could be put as a leading diagonal, but I would not want to speculate on whether it's a leading diagonal or a corrective wave right now, because if we go by wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, it could be put into the category of a leading diagonal. But whichever way, whether it is 3 down or 5 down, there is a huge probability of another leg lower, at least towards the 2800 mark. Basically, it should ideally extend through the 2756, even if it's an ABC or if it's an impulse or motive, that it goes without saying that there has to be one more low print. Even if it's a corrective ABC, after some resistance around 2895, 2909 zone, you can expect the third wave C to commence lower, and I think the distance should be equal. The drop between 2957 and now, let's say if it goes to 2900, the equidistance drop would bring prices lower towards 2790 as well. All right, 2790 is quite possible. It's not necessary that A and C are always equal. It's just a guideline that they're mostly equal. But another slight push can actually drag lower, can actually bring prices to 2760 as well. So, in a nutshell, what we are looking for in gold now is another wave lower, and we can kind of prepare ourselves to sell. We've sold one position around 75 in gold, and the signal has been sent in the portal as well. We are now looking for a potential kick rally through the 2895, 2900 zone. And we would like to go short again over there and carry forward through 2790 and 2760 probably. All right, so gold trade, if we go by right now, partial shorts initiated around 75, remaining can be initiated around the 95 zone. The potential stop loss goes around 2960. It's the same one that we proposed last time. It was 5950 exactly, and potential targets around 2790, and so it's kind of 100 points of reward versus 40 points of uh, 60 points of risk. All right, so that's the setup in gold. We still don't have to worry for a new high right now, because if it's a motive, it goes without saying that 2957 has got a potential. It's a meaningful potential top in place at least for a few days or few months or few weeks. Sorry. So that's the first trade for gold. Remain on the short side, please. Partial from 75, remaining from 90. Stop loss around 29. 60, potentially targeting around 2750. All right. If we go by the other three trade setups, the first one being the euro. Okay, now the partial profits were, we have booked partial profits, but that is fine because we are holding 3, 4 positions with us, and there's nothing wrong in taking partial profits there. But tell you what, do you do you do you recall what euro was trading in the Tokyo, Sydney, and in the London from 1.04 almost 1.0395? It is now trading at 1.0485, 90 pips higher in just a few hours. Now, if we go by any means in the magnitude of rally that's going on, if it's a third wave of the sub-minute, if it's sorry, sorry. So if it is the sub-minute wave 3 in progress, then we are going to witness Euro USD rallying straight to 750 and even higher. Just in case if it is wanting to carve a complex corrective structure, which is just an alternating count that I'm presenting, just to keep ourselves aware about the possibilities and not get surprised by the price action, just to keep ourselves aware about the possibilities. There could be one more decline to complete that wave 2, either the wave 2 flat or another complex corrective drop. Otherwise, we are fairly convinced that the price action in Euro USD is suggesting that potentially bulls are absolutely and firmly in control. We need to see a price break above 526. Once we see that, we should be seeing the next target very soon around the 750 mark without much effort actually. All right. On the other hand, the trading point of view, now we've already recommended longs of initiating long positions. At this price, we are not recommending long positions. We are already long, but if you're still joining for the first time and waiting in the sidelines, then it's difficult because you've got to be on the long side now, either from here or a pullback. So I leave it up to you if you want to take a very small position on the long side right now and remaining around the 330 mark with the stop loss around 1.02 and targeting 750. It's absolutely up to you. But the optimum price action for euro to go long has been, it was there in the Tokyo session, it was almost there in the London session as well. Unfortunately, in the New York session, we are not in a position to tell with absolute confidence that you should go and buy at this level. We are already 90 points higher. In fact, intraday traders must have taken some profits and saying thank you very much, and we'll look forward for another pullback or at least partial profits and let the remaining run. All right, so uh, it's a very tricky situation sometimes when you miss the exact price or the range where we want to go long. That's why we always recommend take 2 or 3 small positions. Let's say if your capacity to trade is one mini lot, let's say that is for $10,000, then you can distribute that into 3 micro lots each. That comes to zero point 0.9, which is almost a mini lot, right? It's 9,000. So that's the way how you can divide your equity, giving yourselves a chance to just just in case if you require to buy a bit more lower, commit some things here and some things on the corrective side, then it is a good idea to trade. Also, it helps in taking partial profits, and taking partial profits also makes sure that we are not completely out of the trade, and that is also important in this game. You got to be in the game, all right? So, excuse me for the sore throat today. So, Euro USD firmly placed on the long side. The stop loss we are still not changing from 1.0200, but we will soon change. We just need a one more cycle, one more push above that 530 mark, and I think we'll be good to place the stop loss to probably 1.0350 or something. All right. Okay, so let's pick up the dollar index now. Remember, dollar index price action is slightly different according to the providers. If it is 8 cap that you are following, which I have followed on the charts here, then your overall swing high would be around 100.20. The lower high would be around 109.985. So ideally, the trading stop loss would go above 109.85. Right. Now looking at the wave counts, I mean, structurally, dollar index is also on the lookout for a potential third wave. It could also be a third wave, like what we discussed in the euro. Like say, if I try to explain what I'm saying is minute wave one, and then minute wave two, and then minute wave three is progressing. Within minute wave 3, we've got minute wave 1 and minute wave 2. Within minute wave 3, again we've got my sub-minute wave 1, sub-minute wave 2, and possibly sub-minute wave 3 is unfolding. So you see what sub-minute 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that would be sub-minute, that would be minute 3. So we've got wave 1, 2 and 3, and then again 4 and 5. That would be minute 3, and then again 4 and 5. That would be 5 waves lower of a primary wave or motive waves, minor wave, sorry. Alright, so it's going to be a long wave lower if it is the third wave. So wave 3 unfolding at 3 different degrees, which could drag prices lower amazingly faster. All right, so that's the wave count. Trading point of view, we are already short. If you're wanting to take shorts right now, then it would be slightly difficult for me to advise at this price. We are already at day's low. London session and the Tokyo session, we are still around 107.20 or at least 107. That was a good place to go short, but right now it's going to be very tricky if you are going to initiate shorts. But anything that you can do, if something can be done, it can be done on the short side. Please, if you open a short position in the dollar index anywhere you want and a long position in euro at any price you like, except for the stop loss, nothing really changes. High probability remains for the yield curve to be in profits for dollar index on the short side and the euro USD on the long side. All right, so that's the scenario. You might want to position yourselves partial now and partial if prices are rallying back towards 108.30. All right, but tell you what, it's now going to be the biggest and the sharpest wave if it is the third wave. So be prepared. Let's prepare ourselves for the action sequence here. That's what I can say. Maybe it looks like a Hollywood movie, but that's what it is actually. All right. GBP USD is again on the long side. I don't know. I just got a message. Let me check the stream. I think the stream is okay. No problems. Looks good actually. So no worries. We'll take into the we'll look into that later on. But GBP USD again is on fire. I mean that's the word that I could want to use for pound. It has rapidly raised to almost 2700 handle. Can you imagine? We were right around the 26 handle, not even 26 actually, just a, just below the 26 handle in the Tokyo Sydney overlap, and it's more than 100 points right now, or almost 100 points right now as we speak. All right, so it goes without any saying or goes without any doubt, unless it is making a flat corrective wave, it's going to push higher from here towards 28 and higher. But if it's a flat corrective wave, then it's going to reverse sharply, take that 61.8% bounce at 24.75, and then start again. All right, but it's not advisable to get out of the trade right now. I mean, even if it corrects lower, it's going to find itself. Bulls are going to find their way back in control anytime sooner. All right, so don't worry on a corrective declines, but please be careful that you're not leaving or you're not exiting the trade on the long side completely. Okay, if you're holding 2 3 positions as we do, I mean, we took partial profits just a few hours back, but we are holding equity. We are holding two more positions in pound, two more positions in Dixie, that is the dollar index, and two more in the euro. I think more than two in euro, and one now we are holding in gold as well. So quite a few positions. If you're holding multiple positions, you can afford to take partial profits here and there. But if you're not holding a position and only one, then it's not advisable to take partial profits or even think about it right now, because this rally is not going to come back. It's not going to give us chance to enter or wait for a corrective decline. I mean, the only worst come scenario that I can see right now is it produces a flat correction and drops to 24.50, and that's a worst come scenario. It's not something that's going to happen. All right, so should not really worry about that. Okay, trading point of view, the stop loss doesn't don't put your stop loss right at 25.70, brothers. It's not advisable, just in case if a corrective decline is there, it be stopped out without any reason actually. Ideally, it's around 22.50, nothing higher than that, where your stop loss would go. And if it's falling into your risk management, your stop loss should be 1.27. All right. So let's we've touched base with the four instruments. Let's touch base with Dow Jones and I think Nasdaq. Nasdaq could be okay. So Dow is it carving a wave two rally? Is it carving a wave two? I mean, we can delete this for these five waves now, and that could be wave one and wave two. If what we are doing is correctly done, I mean, it's a 61.8% bounce as well. Yeah, it is. So I think we are now in a good position to initiate shorts around the remember we already took shorts around 43 800 last time, and last Thursday or Friday we were wanting to take remaining around 44,000. So we have entered shorts again around 44,000. And if what we have done is correct, then the next stop is now towards the 41,000 mark, brothers. Believe it or not, it's going to be a serious decline, because you see it's wave 1 and wave 2, and then again wave 1 and wave 2, and then again wave 1 and wave 2. So it's going to be wave 3 at 4 degrees actually. Could be a super powerful decline. Alright, so please don't let this go. I'm going to issue one more trade. We are, where I can do it right away as well during the session, but just to save some time, I'm adjusting it or preparing it for selling. So that is Dow Jones 4 hours. Alright, and this is what we are going to see in just a few minutes. Alright, okay, I forgot J. So that's the trade setup for Dow. We will not be wasting much time, but if you're still waiting on the sidelines, it's a good price to enter on the short side, brothers. I think the RSI will also be supporting us. It's just around the 60 mark, excellent place for a potential wave 2 top and reversal lower again. Alright then, SPX 500 should be on the same lines if I'm not wrong. Yes, sir. So I think it is almost, not exactly, but almost touched the 6,000 mark. It is quite possible that it can decline and go rally further towards the 6050 mark. But tell you what, if that is wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 complete, and possible wave 2 complete as well, that SPX 500 is also preparing for a resumption lower. So we've got some trading business to be done right after the session. Alright, the stop loss, you can sell partial now, remaining around 6050. The stop loss goes around 6300 to be on the safer side, or maybe 6400 on the safer side. The downside is too much. Let's project the downside as well. I think it should be around 53 or something. Let's see where it is going. The first target is 57, the other one is 56. By the time the cycle completes, it's 54 and 53. Yeah, that's what I was remembering. I think 53 is also the August. I think the August. Yeah, almost the August low. Alright, so let's prepare for a drop there as well. And the last one now, we'll look at the Bitcoins maybe later on, but the last one before we call the session a pause is Nasdaq. Remember, we were not being able to take a trade in Nasdaq, but if it is providing an opportunity now, I think okay, not exactly, but maybe we can partially take short, and that's the Nasdaq 4-hour chart as well. So we are going to be busy right after the session now with the dollar, Dow Jones, SPX, and Nasdaq trades. Maybe you're going to take partial here and partial there with targeting around 19,000. All right. So Bitcoins and Solana, we'll wait for one more session. I think we are right there, right at the resistance. I'm just waiting for a 5 wave decline, and it could have just started. You never know. So maybe we can take a trade aggressively in Bitcoin with 90,000 limit order to sell, and the stop loss would go above 109. It cannot go anything lower than that right now. So aggressive traders might want to place themselves on the short side, not on the long side. Brothers, we were talking about 898, so you can sell partial right now, remaining around 98 if you want to wait. But stop loss should go around the 110 actually. All right. Quite similar should be the case in Solana. But we will issue the trade in the portal after a while. We're not really inclined to commit right now. We'll wait for a while. You never know. There could be another corrective rally towards the 212 before going short again. All right. So that is the trade setup stories for now. And let's bring it a pause here, and we'll be back again in a few hours to touch base uh, during the Tokyo Sydney overlap. Until that time, as always, thank you for tuning in, and please take care and God bless. Goodbye.